Hi, it's a little different than when we shot our last iPad. This is guerrilla shooting once again, no special lights, definitely no special windscreens because you're probably hearing it as I speak right now. MyPad 2s, freshly contemporary, innovative living, blah, blah, blah. Tom Hignite today looking at this house back here, this tall one. This is our MyPad 2.0. That's a car 1.0 that just went by us there. And 2.0, and we're going to go over there. We are going to break the rule that we don't turn off the camera unless something unusual happens, because it is about zero or minus 2 degrees. It was a little while ago. So I'm going to walk over to that house, but I'm going to use my car in the process. So let's go over and take a look. Follow us over. And here we are, a little bit closer. This is the house right across the street. If you haven't watched it yet, go over to our video selection and go into the MyPads 2.0 called a lofted ranch, okay? And that's this one. It can be built as a ranch or as a lofted ranch, which is what it's built as right now. There's a beautiful pond across the street that's covered with snow, so it's just gonna look like snow right now. But if you look a little in this direction and take a look at that house, this looks like a wonderful house that would be something you might find on a city street, an urban street. If you're not looking for that look, we can make it look a little different in different ways, but we're trying to be, as our sign implied, freshly contemporary, so that it's a little bit different look. So it has the old-fashioned look, but notice how we did the square of color like we did on our other home before, and only here we're using a tan. The other ranch that if you saw that video, we did a similar idea with it, and you can see the square we used there. We're using a monochromatic scheme: gray roof, gray gutters, gray eave boards, gray corner boards. But look at what we did with the little stripe going over the door for the porch. The brackets, here, come a little closer. Let's not keep you all in one spot. And any step closer to the house is that much closer to the warmth of the interior of the house, which I'm looking forward to about right now. You can see we're building another home right next door to it. Because this house is only about 27 foot wide, and this is a quarter-acre lot, really gives you a roomy house on lot. So great way to go. Here you get a little bit better view. You can see what we did with outlining white color stripes around the windows, the single divider in the top. This is garage windows, so they're obscured glass. They don't look obscured, do they? They look like they're clear, but you can't see through them. They're a pebble finish. We use 2 different types of siding. This gray is actually narrower. It's called a 333, which really just means, this is vinyl, which means that it's 3 inches wide. And here we used a 444, a double 4, excuse me, which is 4 inches wide on one piece. This is 3 pieces or 3 divisions on one piece. Notice how we built this out. This is not just a flat piece of wood. This whole area has been built out so it has some dimension to it. So when it's sunny out, you really can see the shadow line of this very well. Here you have the white, here we have the gray on gray, as I talked about. Follow me. Careful of the ice, please. We're not 100% done with this house yet, but it's pretty darn close. Very contemporary, nice fixtures. Take a look at how all that is done. The narrow windows here. The porch, how we did this with the little nice graphic look of just nice clean lines coming out. Little porch shed roof right here. That's angling. And how we've done the house in different colors. This is not an inexpensive thing to do, to divide a complete side into various panels. And the porch itself. I'm not going to take you around to the front and back sides, etc., but you've seen the front and one side. This is the entrance in. We can put the door on that side, but take a look. Come on in. Whoa, that feels good. Oh, that feels great. Okay, and if our camera guy can stay right there, but close the door behind you. I'm going to give you a sense of depth by walking into the house. Kicked off my shoes, and I'm going to take off my jacket. Oh, and let my ears thaw out a little bit. 27 feet wide, I said the house. That's an outside dimension. So inside the house, we're getting an appreciation here of almost the full 26 feet of interior width. So you are at the door. I want you to get a good first impression of the house always. Step in, take a look at it from that corner, see how long this room is. Then we're going to do the other corners. So let's get you over to this corner, and I will just kind of, well, right where I was, excuse me, and you can trade places with me. I'm going to go back to where you were. I just think on a video this gives you the best idea of what the house kind of feels like. So if we trade positions, this is where you were, and I'm coming in the foyer door and in the house where it's all hard surface. We have a laminate floor in here. We can look at that in detail later. So now let's trade, go over to that corner over there if you would. So you're over by the pantry, and I'm way over here, okay? And now I'm going to trade places with you directly this way. So you come that way, I'll go that way, and you'll get a good idea of the size of this room. Hopefully. I'm going to stand over by the pantry here, and you, Ring Around the Rosie, are back by me. So this is the pantry over here. You are in the corner of the great room where the TV area is, and now let's go into some detail. Since you're there, let's take a look at the foyer. Let's take a look at the ceiling. There's so much to see. I'm a frustrated artist, 7 years of art school, no degree, don't recommend that plan. 4 different art schools, and I've started building homes. And this is what becomes of a guy who has training in being a sculptor or a painter, and all the different disciplines that come with that. The color scheme of the home. We're using a lot of dark colors. Dark color suggests infinity. So here you see a dark color, but it's also outlined by this white color. Now if you look close and go right up at the ceiling, see how that's done? That's not just a paint stripe. Maybe stand over this way just a little bit and get it from the other angle. We have a little build down here that's made with a second layer of drywall. Okay, and let's follow that over here while you're up here. We've done boxes over the windows, soffits. And these are not done because we needed to hide mechanicals behind them or something. This is done just to give a nice striking feel. You see how that kind of gives a little bit of a roof to the window, gives a little bit of a roof to the window. And you see how we've imitated that down the line. We'll go down there in a moment, look at that. And look at what we've done down below the window. We have the white above it. We've done the white below it. We're doing a lot of things with really classy colors, I think, with this kind of a reddish brown combined with this kind of an off-white, with this taupe color or this tannish color, the white window. It gives you a lot of interest. Instead of going monochromatic or 1 or 2 colors, we're really mixing colors quite a bit. While you're up here, let's just get you to spin just a little bit to this direction, and you see what we've done here with the white beam here. Now this white beam imitates what we have going on the opposite side. You just saw those white box downs. And the reason I did that is because I knew I am going to have this big heating run here. This heating run drops the room down from 8 feet to 7 foot in this area, and goes actually, if you step over a little more, please, and see what we have between here and here. This is an illusion. What I've done is I've taken color and shape, and when you come in, this infinity suggestion, here, let's come in and really get you around here so you get right in the foyer. Oh boy, don't get dizzy on me now. You can see how this box is down. This is a major heating run that we have running through the whole house. But if you look over there on that side of the room with those box downs, it imitates what we have going on up here. So it looks perfectly natural and looks artistic. The black color we have on the ceiling, which is actually a very, very dark brown, is imitated here, called Black Fox from Sherwin-Williams paint. And then we took and gave a burst of that wood color, that kind of a reddish brown, picked a color of Sherwin-Williams called Fiery Red. And this Fiery Red we put on this box down column instead of doing the white that we had done on the other ones, because I wanted to give a burst of color to this side of the room. Because we have all this color in the kitchen, where you have these wonderful cabinets of 2 different colors going on. And one of the predominant colors is this reddish brown color, which we call clove. That's a clove from Marilat cabinets, that's their color. So it's a brown that has a little red in it. We wanted to bring that color over here. So I could have done the whole wall in that, but I really think keeping the white is a nice idea here because it kind of goes with what's on the ceiling. Now, if you look at what we have going in this room, let's just stick to this great room area here for a moment. And let's keep you moving, so if you can step around over to that corner. of the built-in table, which is a story in and of itself. You see what we've done with our floor. And you can see that just right from there if you just look down. It's about 4:30 right now, and it's getting a little dark out for this time of the year. We're in the early part of January, and but this color of this floor is beautiful. And if you look behind you a little bit where there's a little more light, let's just do that. This actually has some of that reddish tone in it. This is laminate. It's not a wood floor, but it's a high-end laminate. It doesn't have a bounce feel to it. It has a little groove here. It doesn't have a heavy repeat pattern, but it's multicolored. And I tried to find this in real wood, natural wood. They don't have it. The surface does not feel like a countertop, which is what most laminate feels like. It feels very much like a piece of wood. So even when you come down and touch it, it feels that way. We have here is the great room itself. We've taken that wood laminate, the wood look laminate, and ran it up the wall. You see how we did that? If I move these two items, which by the way, I'm kind of disappointed. I came here a little earlier to try to set this home up, and I don't have these lit. These are wonderful multiple candles in these. If you pull these out, they little tea lights. You take these out, you light them. Unfortunately, they burnt out all the candles in this house. They take quite a few, a smaller rack in here that does the same thing. And from Pier 1, it's a nice piece, because we don't have a fireplace in this room. And a lot of people don't realize that because the room feels warm. It has the warmth of the colors going. And when you put these candles on, you have a fire element in the home. And that takes the place psychologically of the fireplace. You could still put a fireplace in nice and easy right on this wall. It would look gorgeous. You could put it in the corner, do a lot of things with it. But take a look at what we have here with this. We've taken the laminate floor and run it all the way up the ceiling so that we're giving you a lot of different textures and materials that we're using. So this doesn't end where we can see the end grain because we've taken this white panel and then we've built it out with a second layer. So we have a second layer of drywall on here, corner bead right here. So this is about a 1/2 inch thick product. It's going into the corner so it hides the edge of it here, but that's a 1/2 inch product over here. Now we want to talk about bookending rooms. If I just did that here, it wouldn't quite look as in place, even though it matches the floor, because we didn't bookend it on the other side of the room. So let's spin you around a little bit and take a look at what we did here to bookend it. Put this on this side of the room too. So as you walk in the foyer, immediately you have this beautiful little alcove area where we put a small table. Could be a grandfather's clock or something. We're doing a little theme with feathers in here every now and then. It's in the pillows, it's on the wall, and a few things. So we're doing some feathers. Some neat storage cabinets when you come in. We don't have the handles on these yet. I said we weren't quite done. Shelves go in here, and you can see we have these great built-ins. They're deeper than they look because we've built this into the wall with an alcove. Over here, same thing, built into the wall. This will have a DVD player outlet with a shelf down below, but a hanging rod here. This takes the place of your closet. So when you're walking in the house, you want to hang up your coat, you don't want to throw it on the ground. We don't have place in this house for a built-in closet, but we have a spot for a built-in closet in the form of a cabinet. So you have 2-foot width of hanging space here. Beautiful handles, beautiful quality. Just a really nice product. You're in a pretty good position right now. We've talked about floors, we talked about colors. We brought that nice color in here too. And you can see the little window, how you can see outside. We're using a product in our foyer called Rain Glass. This is not the final doorknob here, by the way, but the Rain Glass is has a obscured pattern to it. But yeah, if you get a little closer, you can see it's smooth, even though it looks rough, because it's sandwiched between two smooth pieces of glass. But the Rain Glass has a great pattern to it there, and looks like rain on glass. And this has a clearness to it. So if somebody's standing at the door, you can still see if somebody's pulling up, but you have a sense of privacy there. I think that's pretty nice. Here you have a I'm going to spin you around here. Take a look at this. This is a piece that has really opened up a lot of eyes for us because we're looking at cruise ship architecture. and how things are done in cruise ships. They try to maximize the space and do it in a very economical use of space way, really stretch everything so that things work. Sometimes they do double duty. I'm pushing out this couch for a reason, as I'm going to push this over. Now I'm not going to do the whole conversion here for you, but I just want to show you what's underneath here. We have a rug on the floor, and I should have thought of that before I started moving the couch, right? Because that's binding up a little. All right, there we go. Much better. I've moved this couch out so that you could see that this side is open underneath. See, it's open by a foot. So if I took a chair, and I could put 3 more chairs here, or I could take the couch like you would do in a restaurant if I'm setting up for guests, and I could just spin this couch around and use it as a booth. So you're sitting there with a table by you. There's a 1-foot overhang here. So let's count, shall we? 1, 2, 3 seats, and those are 3 easy seats, not tight. Folding chairs, whatever you want to put there. You can use the chair from the foyer. We have one over there. You could put that chair over here and get 2 more, because those are actually very contemporary stackable chairs. Put a chair on this side. We're maximizing this counter, okay? Maximizing. So 3 plus 1 is 4. This bench is a triple bench. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, single chair, 8. Another triple bench. Stand back a little bit more so you can see the whole thing. I don't know how wide that lens is. When you're working with me, you use a wide lens because I'm a pretty wide guy. Anyway, so here you see what we have is this great idea. We've done this in other homes. Just recently, this occurred to me as being a wonderful thing to do to save space, and it's opened up a lot of doors for me. So I'm now incorporating it into other home designs that I've done. Again, if you look at our video for our MyPad Lofted Ranch, so here's our 3-person here. By the way, this is a wonderful product. If you get a little closer, you can see the countertop material here. This has a little bit of a texture to it, but it has a texture of stone to some extent. And the repeat pattern, because this is a Formica product or a laminate product, the repeat pattern is very long. So it doesn't just, you don't see it repeating itself, so it feels like this is a product that is genuine. And I just think it's gorgeous. We used it all the way around the kitchen and on here. But we did change out this so that it wasn't going to be the same. This is made out of Corian. So, but we're using a square edge to it, and I think the square edge really sells it as far as being not just a post-form edge or a rounded edge, which is, to me, looks a little bit apartment-ish, looks a little bit less costly. Here you have a similar edge where it's Corian with just a square edge but a slight sanded eased edge to it. So it has a similarity. It doesn't look like night and day. We didn't round this and make that square. Does that make sense? I think it does. Garbage can area over here. Let's go through me first putting back the couch, shall we? Because that's a good idea. And it's not, if we were going to do this during a party, I would take this couch and I would put it against this wall, and I'd take this small recliner and probably just ditch it under the TV for the time being. So that way you could set this up for 11, and you would be able to do the couch, 2 couches opposing each other, facing each other, and I think that's a good look. But here we have this lightweight European recliner, and that works out pretty nice. We have the reddish type wood on the bases, which kind of are what we're doing in the room. I think it's just beautiful. Sometimes you get lucky or blessed, because a lot of this stuff is been in our warehouse for years, and we just bring it in. If you look at our MyPad 1 2-story that we did in this selection of videos that you're looking at on our website, this is the ones that we did in the Racine area, Mount Pleasant. These are the very same 2 couches that were in that 2-story home. Went to our warehouse after that. A few years later, here they are again. Big pieces of furniture. Okay, a couple of little shelves over here I think are really cute, because I could have gone with a 70 or a 90 inch, whatever. It's a big wall. We could do a very large TV. But I wanted to kind of center this TV in this area, and therefore putting a couple of decor shelves here that line up with the top and the bottom of the TV panel itself. By the way, these are from Menards. They're very well built. Menards sometimes doesn't have that connotation, but they're very well built. Just a couple of orbs put on these, got from Kirkland's. And they slide onto metal brackets. You put them in the wall and the whole thing slides over it. You put a couple of set screws. So very contemporary, nothing looking like it's supporting it. And I think that really goes with the flow of this house being very straight and clean lines. The two lights that are hanging over here, these lights that are built in, we've got a lot of lights. If you can light up a house from the corners of the house or from the edge of the perimeter of the house, the home looks bigger. So when you walk in from that door and look in and you see a light burst in that corner, a light burst here, and some light burst over there by the kitchen, your eye goes to this back wall and it makes it feel just so much bigger. It really makes whatever size room you have feel larger if you can light it up from your corners or from your wall area instead of from the middle. Now we do have middle lights here, so two of them. I think these are wonderful, look contemporary. They look like wood. They are not. They are a plastic type product. Over here we've mixed our colors of our cabinets very nicely, I think, with the blacker, it's called Kona, but the blacker color here to match the stove. If this was stainless, it would still go very well. Like what we did over here, this is kind of a pretty idea with our cups. See, to me, the open shelves, whether you're putting cookbooks here or whether you're putting cups here or just decorations, it's a great idea, and we've mixed the color, because you can take a family cup. You have 4 people in the family or 6 people or whatever. Everybody has their own cup. It's right out there. It's used all the time, so it's always being cleaned. Here you have some different cups up here. You see how we didn't just do a doored cabinet here. How boring would that be? We have enough space in this kitchen. We don't need the extra doored cabinet. There it is. We put the window up a little higher here. So you have a big backsplash here, and my hopes would be that we'd be able to hang some things here. We haven't done that yet. Nice Kohler pull-out faucet here. Little things. You're doing a Formica top. How can you make that look different? Here's one way. Make that top short. Very short here. It's not a real high one that looks sort of like something you've seen a million times before. And here's another way to do something. This sink is gorgeous. You can get stainless steel sinks that are punched out of stainless steel. They are pressed out of the stainless steel. This is welded. You can see that this has all been hand welded if you look below, and then ground and polished off. It really has a much nicer look to it. The little angles here. But this is a $450 sink, where a punched out one might be $125. They're much deeper they don't have to be deeper, but this is a very deep sink, and I just think it has a great look of quality. It's top mounted because it is not a granite or a solid surface product, but it still has a nice quality look, and I like that. You have some essential drawers and doors. This could be a recycler bin, but you notice how we did an overhang here, so you could put a wastebasket over there. We did the dark color on this cabinet. We did the dishwasher here. You notice how the dishwasher lines up with this dark cabinet. So it is conscious choices. It's not just, well, let's just put one cabinet in this color and one in the next. It all has to be thought through. I mean, we have this dark cabinet matching up with the stove. We have this dark cabinet matching up with the dishwasher. Dishwasher to the right of the kitchen sink. If we built the house in reverse, that wouldn't be that way, but that makes it nice and easy to use. We've taken our stripe on the back wall of paint and imitated the same thing. If you look at what we did here, we didn't bring the cabinet all the way to the outside wall. We put a piece of filler in there so that this door would have a place to rest without getting in the way of everybody from pulling open doors and drawers. Take a look at the pantry. The pantry is not huge in size, but it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I'm going to tell you something in a moment that might blow your mind about some size of this house, but before I do that, I want to show you the rest of the kitchen right behind you here. This kitchen Doesn't have the handles on here, but take a look at what we've done by bringing the cabinet out to the front. How many refrigerators, and you probably have this at your home at some point in your life, you have to reach over the refrigerator to get to the cabinet? We've left just enough room here so you can dust the top of the refrigerator without having to pull it out. But it's a big 24.5 cubic feet size. Oh, water in the freezer. Somebody's trying to get it cold quick. Oh, we have plenty of water and plenty of soda. All right, just checking. So, black refrigerator on this side. What would I do different in this room? I'd make this black, okay? It's what you call a, ooh, should have done that. So this could have been black. So we have this appliance, that going with it. But yeah, it's color-wise, it still works, but because we're mixing things up a little bit. So you look at the room from this direction, you can see how what we could have done and what we are going to be doing to this house, we're going to be building this in Milwaukee. If the permits come through, that is. We have to, Milwaukee is always a crapshoot for that. But we're going to put a floor-to-ceiling window here that looks just like that patio door. No opening, just, we've done that in some of our Dream 2000s, if you go and look at some of those videos. DT 2100s. Window, all the way windowing, glass in the corner. No wood here because this will be glass. Glass all the way down. Glass here too. Just imagine that beauty of having all glass wrapping around there. Great thing. Here's the, well, I'm not telling you the surprise just yet. I'm going to go and show you the back end of this house. Now, we've looked at a kitchen. We've looked at a great room here, the dinette. By the way, the reason this dinette works so well, if you stand over by the end of it over there, if you would. Excuse me. My signature cough here. Signature again. We have a table here that seats 11. Generous room behind it to walk through. Somebody's sitting there, I can still get through because I put 4.5 feet of space here. Generous space here to walk through. If this was a conventional dinette table, I would need to put space on this side and do my table over here. You can't buy a table of this shape. These work out better than if you would go to the store and buy one because this room can be 3 feet narrower, 4 feet ideally narrower if you want to have some space, 4.5 like you saw on that side. That saves a lot of space. You talk about a 16 foot or 20 foot by 4.5 feet. I mean, you're saving 80, 100 square foot of space in a house by doing this. And I will tell you the secret now. This house is 545 square feet on the first floor. Yeah, that's small. The price of a home is dictated a lot by how big your footprint is of the home, how big the box is. If I make the box that big, I've got to make a roof that big, I've got to make a basement that big. But when you're working with a footprint that's 545 square feet and a 2-car garage added to that, that is, you're starting off economical to begin with. Now you can do some really fun things with the home. And what I did with this home when I was designing it was I wanted to stay to that 500-ish number and see what I could accomplish. What we accomplished was 2 full couches, recliner spot, dining for 11, a kitchen that nobody will tell you has been shortchanged because we have an island, we have a pantry, we have everything you'd want in a kitchen. Excuse me. Built-ins. We've got a lot of stuff happening. Now on this first floor, we're missing something else. The bathroom, okay? And the back door. When you come in from the back door, it's just as important as the front door because you want to get in from your back door and you want to maybe go down the basement stairs with some storage items, boxes. You want to maybe go to the bathroom because you're out been shopping or working outside and you want to use a bathroom quick. And you want to be able to take in your groceries on a nice quick path and not have to walk through the whole house to get to the groceries. You want to hang up your coat. So the back hall has to accomplish all that. We're going to take, and we judiciously decided this is a house to keep our square footage down, to put our laundry upstairs. So the laundry's upstairs on this house. So if you come in and look at the at the garage, I'm going to take you out there first. If we have lights out here, that is, I'll turn them on. If you could walk straight out the garage, and then I'll have you kind of come in, and our cameraman has socks on. So, all right. This is a traditional 2-car garage. And one of the ways that we've expanded a lot of space on this house is by building the bedrooms over the garage. So we're using that space over the garage for bedrooms. And to do that, we have to have some very, very expensive structural pieces. You can kind of see them, these beams that are white that are hanging down. This is a generous 2-car garage. We could add another stall to the front, but we had to hang down our lights so we could see below the beams. Otherwise, the beams would stop the light from getting everywhere. So if you come in here now, and let's say you're coming in, you have to go to the bathroom. You just hang a right, and you can see the hanging here. We've done a doorless closet, so you don't have to deal with doors, and it's completely hidden from the rest of the house, that doorless closet. If you step in, let me step in. We've got an obscured glass window up here, which makes a lot of sense. You know, it can't see in, but it lets all the daylight in. You can crack it open. You can see this beautiful mirror. Now, just look at some choices. We know we're going to have to put a light over the area here that's going to have the sink, the vanity, and we also know that the light probably would be centered over the vanity. That's what everybody does, right? Well, here we made a different choice. We centered it on the wall. Did this drop because it's part of our heating system, but did a big long mirror wall to wall, and did the small vanity here. Love this waterfall. You might have seen this in another video. Smaller depth vanity. See, it's bigger on the top. I think it just works well in this room. And colored the nice kind of that fiery brown color that we use so much of, and it kind of goes with our door color. I'm going to switch places with you if I can. Let me zoom right by you, excuse me. And you can kind of get a little bit of a reverse image of what we're doing here. Okay, you see how we've got a light on the fan in here. That's an option. We don't. Now, please keep in mind, folks, when you see these Gorilla videos, everything you see is not always included. So I'm talking about it, and I might say we've done this, we've done that, but you really need to talk to our sales staff or talk to us in detail, because products change, times change, prices change, and you really need to know, well, gee, is that light included in there? Or is this painted wall, or this beautiful door, which a little dust on the door, but otherwise beautiful, furniture grade finish to it. You know, we're 3 hinges. We're going with the chrome finish in here, very contemporary feel, mixed eclectically with this darker, this is poplar wood. Take a look at what we did with our shelves here. We did the choice of upgrading to the silver color. Okay, so there you're seeing a little bit of an upgrade. I think it just looks real nice. Now, look at where the stairs is. You're in the perfect spot. We're going to go downstairs and look at the basement. So you're coming in from the garage, that's behind me, and you're going to the right if you want to go to the bathroom. You're going a little bit to the right, but not much to hang up your coat and such. And if you want to swing to the left, you're able to go down the stairs. So I'm going to go down the stairs first and give you an idea of the length. It's a 3-foot traditional width stairs. It's not 3/6. Again, choices are made. We have a basement wall right on this side. What we did was we attached the drywall directly to the concrete wall. Makes this, you don't have to go that much narrower that way. So come on down, take a look at what we've done down here. We're transitioning the color choices to, we got rid of the fiery red or the fiery brown, which we've featured upstairs. We've gone completely wood. Stay right there. Let's do the 4 corners trick if we can. And step back just a couple. Now you're right at the bottom of the stairs there, all right? I'm going to trade places with you now so you can see what it looks like here, but look at what we have. We have this beautiful, beautiful, different feeling than when you're upstairs. We're trying to create different moods. It's still an extension from upstairs because we're taking the brown color down, but we are changing it up. We're introducing reds and oranges and excitement into it, but we're keeping things subdued. We're just picking hot points. So let's step right over where I was. We'll do the sort of the ring around the rosy thing and give you the 2 opposites of the room. And I just think this room has real appeal. It feels warm, cozy. It's not big because it can't be big. Not only is this basement 545 square feet, Upstairs it may be, but downstairs it's smaller. So this basement is smaller because we're using thicker walls, and we're really working here with a lot less space. So color panel kind of follows up over this heat run. This heat run drops, but look at what we did with the white. The white color here has been carried around the room. And I want you to go in this corner over here now, and I'm going to go in the opposite corner, lest I get off track from my original thought there. So here we have you're seeing that white stripe going around. You're seeing it from the opposite side of the room, so you're getting an idea of size. Let's change places one more time. You know, we have an open staircase. There's no door on it. And now you get the idea of the size? I'm going to guess that this room is about, I don't have to guess, I can tell you, about 15 foot 6 inches this way and about 14 feet this way. Okay, but we've done some clever things with this room to make it appear bigger and give you different areas of coziness. This lower ceiling here with the track lights going across it, with the dry bar, because there's no sink here, but there is a spot for a refrigerator, spot for a microwave. Open up the cabinet here. So you have some cabinet space here. You have a drawer down here, a door, another drawer. So you can put snacks and things on this area. So look at what we did with the floor. We took the bamboo look vinyl, which we have up in our foyer, and it does feel like bamboo when you down on it. And even though we are down in the basement, if you were down here today on this 0 degree day, you would still feel warm down here. This is not a cold feeling basement at all. And I don't mean just visually, but I'm talking about my feet are not cold. Take a look at, we've taken our shape of this, made a kind of a interesting shape out of this vinyl area. We tried to follow a pattern that would work with the room. We have a non-traditional table upstairs. So therefore in the basement, I put a traditional table. You can decorate it any way you want, but I always try to show an optimal way that I would do it. So here we took a table. I actually sanded the top and spray painted some different stripes of, it looks like you're just seeing lighting, but you actually are seeing different striped colors of gray, because this table was the same color as these legs, which is kind of an orangey color. It's just a natural maple, but natural maple's kind of gone out. And I had it in my warehouse. I didn't want to buy a whole new table, so I spray painted it and kept the natural maple oranginess. Kind of goes with my oranginess that I brought in my pictures, in my art. But here we put the table up against a couch and put the seating with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up against here. So if you'd sit right there, why don't you see if you can have the cameraman sit right in the middle there and get a view of what you would see. Okay, I just think that's a pretty nice view. When you're sitting there, you could be playing cards, you could be, you can really survey the whole room. There you are. And if you wanted to, let's say you're having a big party, you could pull that couch forward and put a few more chairs there, or you could spin that couch around and use it as the restaurant booth style with the table. This is a 52 inch TV that we put in here. It will easily fit a 70, maybe probably an 80. It's a big enough size. We've alcoved it in, used the dark color to suggest infinity, and use the dark color on the ceiling, which also suggests infinity. And again, kind of imitated that down here. Now we have a selection of art on the wall that has some uniformity to it, but there's kind of a secret behind one of these pieces of art. You know, uniform with the colors on the other wall over there. Behind this one is a little bit of a secret. It's our electric panel, and it's the same width as the picture. Sometimes we take and we put a, see how I did the wire here? You know what, like I said, sometimes you get lucky or you get blessed, because I didn't buy this picture for here. I've had this picture for years, and it just occurred to me as I was over in our warehouse looking at different things that I bet this thing would fit right here, and by gum it does. Isn't that nice? So that's a clever thing. Now we're in a basement that is in a smaller house, more confined house. And we still have some things we want to put in this basement. For example, a little bit of storage maybe a bathroom, maybe a full bathroom. Because if this had a full bathroom in it, we'd have a pretty nice living quarters down here and a bedroom. So I don't have those things here, but they've all been appropriated for. So if you come back here, stand up from your cozy chair, and come back here, you'll see that house we're building next door, we've got some cords we've cheated out there, so they're using something out the window there for their electricity. But this room, stand right back by the door opening so you get a full appreciation. This is an 8-foot sheet of drywall, a whole stack of them. And this room here, therefore, is about 10 feet deep. If this were finished out as a bedroom, you'd have to have a bigger window here. And by the way, next door, we are putting a bigger window in here. You would have a wall right here. So now you've created a bedroom. Or you'd put a closet here, perhaps in this lower area, so you'd have a smaller closet. This is your furnace. Take a look at the size of this piping here. Very efficiently laid out for the furnace work. We come up, we have one trunk going this way, one trunk above it stacked. All of our lumber is going this way, so once we get those main trunks, we can branch off with secondaries. So when you're designing a home, you don't just think about how you can build the walls the most efficient. Another side of your head has to think, you know, you're sitting down there with graph paper and designing a home, think also about how the mechanicals are going to work at the same time. And then with the third part of your brain, if there is such a thing, think about the exterior. So you're designing everything at once. You're kind of doing interior, exterior, mechanicals all at one shot, and traffic flow. So maybe that's the fourth part of the brain. I'm going to take you around the other way, this way here with these cords and things in the way. We'll get and see it. Let's go around this way. So go into that corner where I was, and you can kind of get an idea, impression. So you have the, I did things, I tried to plan furniture for this room. So bed goes over there, dresser goes here. I swung the door out because I didn't want it to swing in and potentially hit the bed. I don't want to have any compromise on furnishing. We know this has to be a path to get to the door, so use that pathway space to swing the door out instead of in. All right? Put a light switch right by the door, so if you're coming out of the bedroom, you can turn on a light in the room. Come on out. We'll walk over, close this behind you here, and I'll kind of walk around the back of you. Sorry about that. Guerrilla camera shooting. 2 more doors here. So you're coming down the basement stairs. We haven't had to walk through anybody to get to these spots. This is a bathroom door. And look what I've done. These are all things you think about on paper. How do I swing my door? I can swing it in, but it's a smaller room. And I don't want the people sitting at the couch here watching TV to see inside a bathroom. Or if this is dark in here and you want to turn on the light in here, it doesn't shed the light out here. So it becomes a privacy item to use the door for, instead of just to be used for visual or space, to utilitarian. Oh, we got to get into the bathroom. Well, use the door to block out light. So we've got a light bath and you're coming out of it, somebody's watching the movie, you're protected. We've studied in the wall here for how this might look. If this were a bathroom, we'd have an 18-inch vanity here. That's not a very wide one. We've got the plumbing piped already in it for the drain. Spot for the toilet right here. This would be cut off flat to the ground. Toilet going here. Okay? Toilet. Over here, look at this. We've already put a shower stall, a 3-foot by 3-foot. You can stand way back there. Shower stall. You're standing on that far wall. We've got a piping in here, or ducting in here, excuse me, for a future bath fan. We've got a heat run in right over your head. You don't have to look, believe me, it's there. And so this fiberglass shower in one piece is hard to get down once the whole house is finished. It's a big piece. You can't just take that down the stairs. You have to take it down a separated piece. You could put it together with separate pieces, but this is one piece and it's really nice. So we brought it in so that it would give a little bit of an extra edge to the person buying the house, which is, it's a non-sold house right now, but we want to always think of that imaginary buyer. So we studded this in, we put in the shower stall, we put in a lot of the items, and we had drywall delivered down to the basement, so that if they wanted to, they didn't have to try to carry that down the stairs either, so they could finish this stuff out a little easier in that bedroom and in the bathroom. Let me trade places with you here. You can go into the shower and get an idea. By the way, when we build this in Milwaukee, our intention is to finish out these rooms, have a bedroom in there. So let's look at the last area, which you're kind of seeing through the walls. That would be our storage area. So let's come out into the living room again, and you can walk over here or into the theater area, and we're going to swing around this way. Again, always thinking of door swings. I'm going to pull this one out in this direction, so I'm not using up any interior space in that room that might take some valuable area from storage, because there's not a lot of storage in this house, and we do want to try to create storage. So what we've done here, I'm going to try to go far here. Way in the corner here, I've tried to keep my sump pump, my water heater, my furnace, all in one quadrant, small area. Now, if I'm going to try to put additional storage in here, I'd like you to trade places with me where I was over here. And look backwards, because there's a little bit of a surprise as to how much storage is back here. Uh-oh, now you're getting dizzy. All right. This wall here, I'm going to use this side of the beam to pass through on to do my service to these items. But I'm going to use this side of the beam to do my storage on. So I've got storage shelves. Let's say I'm going to have the plastic type shelves you just put together, buy at the home convenience store, tubes, and put them together. Over here, this is the kind of the surprise area I was alluding to. This is under the stairs. I have a lot of space under here, negative space. I can put shelves across this wall and across this wall and still have my walk space in between. So I'm thinking the house through on paper before I ever build it, in every way, not just by saying we're going to, just, oh, that's just extra area, let's just, no, how would somebody use it for storage later? So the shelves here, the extra piece over here, the walk path between these shelves and these shelves, so you can get right to where you are right now. And I just think that's all important, because I wouldn't design a home without having gone through that exercise. Even if the person's not finishing out the basement, I usually want to find out, you can come on out, where I'm putting some of the things for the future finished rec room. You're going to want to have a drain in the basement for your toilet and for your sink and things like that, maybe if you're going to put a bar in. And you really would be well advised, whether you ever build with me or not, or have me design a home for you or not, you'd be well advised to not just take the route that says, I'm going to finish out the basement later, and therefore I'll worry about it later, because that plumbing that goes in the floor, while it can always be put in, is so much more convenient to do before the concrete ever gets poured. So let's head on upstairs, and we're going to go right up the stairs again. You saw me going down, now you'll see me going up. Come on up. So as we come up in here, get another look at the room. We're going to be going upstairs right now and doing that, and then we'll be done. So we've got my son Nick is here, so we're just going to head upstairs. Here, you can stay right over there. I'll go upstairs first. You stay there. Again, I want to give you a look at how long this is. So you're standing right by the front door. These are 3.5 foot wide stairs. While you're there, take a look at what we did on this side of the wall here. We've done a lot of art. This is a single flat wall here with a little build out here. But we've taken that beam effect of that white and we've brought it all the way across. And you can see how we've kind of swung the half wall that was downstairs protruding is coming up all the way visually through here. Creates the look of a graphic. So come on up. One of my favorite areas in this house has to be this upstairs hallway. And if you look up, you'll see why. And I want you really to get a look at that. I've kind of called this beams at night. Remember I said that dark has an infinity look to it? Some of this area does go up very tall if you take a look over here. But this looks like you're in an art gallery. And the whole idea was to bring your eye up to what's happening up here. These beams that are intersecting, these are box beams made out of drywall. We've got some spotlights up there. We've got a second layer of drywall up there suggesting that other beam. Your eye sees this sculpture and immediately your eye goes up and follows that up to the ceiling. Your eye sees these little sea orbs, which are actually very nice from Target. $14 for 3 of them, as I recall. Anyway, we bought these sea orbs, put them on here, kind of have them crawling up the wall. And you see up here, if you follow me through, kind of your eye then kind of follows up to there. So we're bringing your eye as best we can. Now, I'm going to trade places with you if I can. Just stand over by the door over here. And I'm going to go all the way down the hall and give you that idea again of size. Okay? Now, when you look at what we're doing, go low and look up here. Go low and look up so that you're seeing what's happening on the ceiling. There you go. You look up at the ceiling. This is actually an 8-foot ceiling here, but I brought the beams in intersecting at with a dark color, and it just gives you that impression that goes up higher than it is. This does go up higher. We have a little plant shelf or a decorating shelf up there, and it is somewhat of an illusion when you walk through here to see what that color is doing for up here. Okay, now you've been down low, so come on over here. I want you to do, it's hard to get some of these confined spaces on camera. So because this is such a, we have some people that walk up the stairs. I noticed when you walked up, you were looking kind of straight ahead. We have people that walk up the stairs and are looking up at the time, but because our cameraman's looking through a lens. So go down to the bottom of the stairs, look all the way down there, because we won't be going back down again after the end of this video. We'll be done with the video up here in a moment. And start looking at that ceiling from there. You know, step on up and come on up and take it slow. Stop right there and let's just look over there at the hallway ceiling that goes down to the bedrooms. And if you look over here to the other side, you'll also notice what we did with this. When I went out and looked for a light fixture, I wanted to find something that was squared off like the beams themselves, so they could run in a direction parallel to one of the beams. So there's the art gallery hallway. We've changed to white. So again, we're trying to make Joyner colors so all 3 levels have something similar, but we're also changing things. So here we have the dark color we used downstairs, and boy, our friend at Jesus Painting did a great job on that. Nice finish, guys. We did this desk area. I like this desk area a lot. This desk area is something you don't find in a low-price home because it costs money to do this sort of thing. But what I wanted to do was, I really wanted to put in built-in cabinets here, but just couldn't do that with the dollars we're looking to do. But I made it of such a height so you could go out and buy those file cabinets that are made out of metal and push them underneath here. So you can push one right here and put 2 seating spaces, or you could put a couple on the sides and do 1 seating space in the middle. Some people say, well, I don't know if we'd use a bookcase up here or not, or a desk up here, excuse me. But what you might use up here is this for folding your laundry. So there's a lot of other things you could use it for. And by the way, people ask me, got to answer this question, a little disjointed, but they're wondering what this big sculpture is, which is about 6 foot tall. And this was bought from Kirkland's in Brookfield. They also have an online service, Kirkland's, Kirklands, and it's about $100. I bought it on sale. It waited for some discounts. And it was about $125. It looks like it's worth about $1,000. And when you look at some of these pictures in here and things, I'm going to show you the rest in the art gallery as we go back down the hall later. But again, this is a master bedroom, and talking about the doorways, how they swing, you know, it's a conscious decision when you're designing a home what direction to swing your doorway. And this one I'm swinging out because I want it, and I created this little area for it to swing into. And I just think that the room enters much better that way, because otherwise you're blocking either your right side or your left side. And I wanted to see both sides when I came in. So this gives you the ability for your eye to travel in both directions. Now, this is a wall that doesn't touch the ceiling, and it doesn't touch the floor. And when I tell that to people on a radio ad, they don't understand that. So they have to come out and see what I mean by that. And this is what I mean. If you come in, this works great as a night light. Okay, if I turned off all the rest of the lights here, it still works as a nightlight because I've taken this wall and brought it up off the floor. If you look over the top, this wall doesn't touch the ceiling because we've got a flow going through this room. The energy in this room is really good. And I'm going to turn on the rest of the lights again. Big art wall. So again, that art gallery effect, when you're coming in to the house, you see art in that hallway. So this is a peekaboo type situation. Some people might put a dresser here, but that breaks the energy of and being able to really have this free flow. So you're in the hallway now of the master bedroom. You are in the master bedroom. And that nightlight can stay on all night. You'll see why in a moment. But take a look at what we've got going up here. We've got height. We've got sculpture going on with the intersecting beam idea from the hallway being brought into the room. This is sort of a monolithic statement here where we're doing this piece of vertical sculpture as a monolith. But we'll see that from the other side. So I'm going to walk way over here. And I'd like you to walk way in that corner over there. This is a big master bedroom for a house that has a 525 square foot footprint. We are over the entire 525 square foot with just the master suite. All right. We have versions of this house where there's nothing up here. And so the whole first floor becomes 2-story here over that great room and kitchen. And we put a first floor master down there. So please think about that too. Okay, this is the opposite direction of the room. Let's change places and show you how this feels. Walking through here. There we are. Opposite direction. From there, you're kind of seeing the monolithic piece I was talking about a moment ago. Monolith meaning single type lith. That sounds like something out of The Simpsons. Anyway, here we have the sculpture of that beam continuing through that monolith piece and then surrounding the room. You see how we have a few things up there. Let's trade places. I'm going to go in this corner. You can go in that corner. Okay. There we go. You also see I went online. I think these were Kirkland's also. Went online and bought these oil paintings. They're faux. They're fake, but they are beautiful. Not any two of them are the same, but they're very similar. So they kind of go with the colors of the room as we're introducing the orange and the grays into this room. Let's trade places. Go over there. A metal bed in here, which is really kind of neat. This place will fit a lot of furniture. This was actually, if I had the items in my warehouse, I try to put in enough things in the home so you understand the room, but I don't always have a full warehouse of furniture to do everything I want with or the budget to be able to do it. But this would be a 6-foot dresser, maybe with a mirror, maybe not. This would be your tall boy dresser here. You could put the TV there if you want, but here's a spot for the TV right here. So we've done a nice TV wall right off the foot of the bed. The bed is a queen-size bed, as I mentioned it. This I got through the JCPenney outlet. Amazing stuff they have there. Target lamp with shade, along with the Target bedside table. Looks really great because you see the metal that's on that leg of that contraption. It has the side table. It has the same feel as the bed itself, and I just think the lamp's the same way. Tried to come up with a metal lamp that had that same feel. If I could have found a square one, which I might have had I looked a little longer. Here's another happy accident. The artwork that I chose for the room and the sizes, I ordered approximate. I didn't take my ruler over here and measure anything, but this fits perfectly within, a half inch or so of the width of this bedpost. The bed was a little bit too tall for here, so we had our folks cut down the legs by about a half inch or an inch or so, so it fits perfectly under there. And 2 closets in this room. So let's take a look at the 2 closets. Come on over here. This is the smaller closet, also known as the his closet, right? And if I were doing this again, I'd put pebble glass on here, but I do like the vision to look out the window. Remember that foyer window downstairs that you can look out the front? Same thing here. 2 shelves here. So you get a little bit more space. Doorless closet. Love the doorless closet. Again, the old story I've told a few times is go into a movie theater, try to touch a door going into a bathroom. They don't have them anymore. You go around blind corners. So that's what we're doing in these homes. This is a blind corner doorless closet. So come on around this side. This would be the hers closet, right? Because it has more space to it. This is also the underlit one, the one with the wall that doesn't touch the ceiling and doesn't touch the floor. So take a look down and see what we've done here. If you can get down there real low, maybe you can just kind of show the trick of what we've done with how we've installed those lights. Oh boy, if you haven't gotten motion sick yet, you're going to get it now. There you see, kids like to crawl under there as we've been showing the homes. It's just a fascinating space. So this is almost 10 feet long, hanging here, spot here to put your shoes. So you can put your shoes, you could sit on that, it's strong enough. And a couple of shelves here, and I'm going to trade places with you. Okay. All right. There we are from the other direction. So again, the doorless idea, you go around the corner. These are some beautiful lights up here, aren't they? I'm going to turn them off, and I'll turn them on again. Aren't those beautiful? These are special order from Menards. $119 for the set of 3. You can see how they connect. And dusting extra, because they need a little dusting right now, I'm afraid. But you can see how we've done the track lights up on the ceiling. It's a 12-foot high ceiling. Come on through. Come on around. Again, we've changed to white woodwork up here. So even though we're using some of the same colors, we've now changed to white, which I think is a real tranquil color to use for sleeping. I just think it feels very peaceful and unpretentious. So if only I could have both those, huh? Peaceful and unpretentious. The bathroom, the master bathroom. Again, trying to make decisions where the door gets swung. So swing the door on this side because I want to reveal this side. I'm not sure that the toilet being there is my favorite item in the house. But, you know, no house is perfect, but we shall try and always endeavor to make it so. We have a very long sink area here. This is actually being redone. We can do 2 sinks here. This is long enough for 2 sinks. This is supposed to have only been 18 inches deep. On our new design, we're doing that in a lot of our homes now. And this is 21 inches deep. I just think the room feels bigger if we have that 18 inches deep. This will be lowered a little bit, so it's used for a makeup area if we're not doing a 2-sink arrangement. So here you see the long mirror going over the top. We added a beautiful linen closet here, and well, the shelves are actually in. Look at that. And this doesn't have to be this deep. This is a 24-inch deep. We could have gone back to here and gone with an 18-inch deep. So amazing. All the things we try to perfect, and we really do on the first house. The second time you build the house, tweaks. A little different here, a little different there. Very, very minor on this house, but there we are. You'll also see that when we do white woodwork on our floors, we will choose the cabinet color to do the quarter round, so when you're washing up the floors, you don't have to get your white woodwork so dirty. All right, let's go down the hallway. We're almost done. We have I said before, we had a laundry upstairs. So, we went right by the bathroom. Cameraman looked over here, and yep. So, take a look at the bathroom. This is a bathtub. So the kids' bathroom, you'll notice that we stepped right out of the master bedroom and we found the kids' bathroom right over by the stairs area. So you could come to the top of the stairs and by the desk area. So if you were living here, husband and wife, no kids, you'd be able to use this toilet if that toilet's occupied. Just use this whole bathroom. Really neat little kitchen or vanity sink here. Nice roomy drawers over here. We're using the high quality handles, the chrome $4.50 type handle. This probably has to get hung up yet, but we'll get to that. This is a new type of countertop pattern from Formica. It's in their higher end collection, and it's called Ribbons, because it looks like ribbons, and they have different colors, but look like little ribbons. It looks kind of cool. You couldn't get this in Corian or granite, so I like embracing things that you can't get in another product and being proud of it instead of necessarily always trying to hide a stone color into Formica. So let's change you over. Let's get you into the tub over here a little bit in that direction. And I'm going to just close the door and show you. I can also show you how this is related to that area. Okay, so you get an idea of where that is. This is a neat area. We've done this little alcove. Did a cut-off corner here so that you didn't feel like you were being pushed in. Have the angle here, so together it's really nice. Look how deep that is. This is a 24-inch deep cabinet. It's been pushed into the wall like a medicine cabinet because I want to try to get a linen cabinet near every bathroom or in the bathroom. So we figured out a way to do it by pushing it into the wall and creating a design that allowed us to do that. So come on out. By the way, this is sculpted commercial grade carpet. It has this wave look to it, and I think that's a pretty amazingly durable and beautiful piece of goods. If you walk down toward where I was going to show you before I missed the bathroom, this is the laundry. And the laundry has a window here. It has a lot of hanging space here, a lot of folding space here, and it has a lot of space here for a washer and dryer. Upgrade, not a bad suggestion. We'd have put some cabinets right here. Again, the dollars have to end somewhere, but nice, easy space for this. It's in between the master and in between the kids' bedrooms. 3 kids' bedrooms this side, master and hallway that side, right at the top of the stairs. So if you have to put in laundry detergent and softener, you can run right up the stairs. You don't have to weed through the top of the house to get to the laundry room. Okay, so let's go down the art gallery hallway with our beams at night. Here we have Audrey Hepburn modern art, and here we have Marilyn Monroe, and here we have Jack Nicholson, and over here I'll spin you around, and we have a very interesting picture of the Beatles over here. And that leads us into this bedroom. This is a small bedroom. It's less than 100 square feet, but take a look at what we've done with it. We have a twin bed here. It could be a full-size bed. You have some space, but this is really your dresser wall. And we have a window here. This overlooks the driveway on this side, above the garage. The garage kind of started right about here. Okay, so we are now over the garage. But my feet on this cold day, I will tell you, are still warm right here because we've put a lot of insulation. This is over the stairs. Take a look at what we did here. This space over the stairs, we did this little step up here. I think it's great. You can put all your shoes along there and no issue at all having to bend all the way down to get to your shoes. Hanging here, take a look at the height. Probably should have put another one of these up there because you could hang a lot up here. We're using that height that was in the master bedroom. We're extending it into here so that you're getting a feel of some extra bonus area. Let me switch around with you there. You can go in here. And we used all the way up, take a peek. Turn around. But that one step up makes all the difference in the world to step up to here and be able to use that space. Door that closes here, a bifold door. And you notice from the bed area, we've done an angled wall here. Now this angled wall works for putting a TV on facing the bed, and that's why we have the TV up here high. We have a space here for your dresser, space here for your nightstand. You could do a dresser on this wall if you wanted to push that over about another foot. Then you could put the dresser here with this on top of it. So there's a lot of space. I really think there's a lot of space. There's a chair area over here, which is nice. And if we close the door, again, trying to make decisions where things go, try to keep the door 2 foot off of the wall. If I opened up, if I knew this is swinging inside the room, and I'm going to have my door swing inside the room from here, which I often do if the room's a little bit bigger, but I'm always planning my furniture, possibilities. So if I decide I want to put that bed on a different wall, over there, let's say, and I want to put my 6-foot dresser here, this is my 6-foot dresser wall because I've kept this door 2 feet away from that corner. Had I swung it closer in, I would have destroyed that ability to put furniture there. So I could have swung that over further, but this is a better idea for furniture. Okay, so down here, let's look at the lesser spectacular bedroom, only in the way of furnishing, that is, over here, because we're not quite there yet. And this shows you a bedroom that will fit. I'm going to get in the opposite side here. This shows you a bedroom that will fit a queen-size bed without a problem, because everything's been figured for a queen size bed in this room. This is just a box spring from a twin. It was an extra. Long story how it ended up getting here. But when we get enough mattresses and beds, this would have been a queen size bed here, and a nightstand on each side. And let's put you in the opposite corner here if we can, so you can get the full effect. Okay. Here you have your TV. You're right where the bed would be. Here we had that little angle wall from the room next door. So we have this hallway coming in. And this is where the dresser would go. We've got a spot here for a 4-foot dresser. Okay? And there we are. This is a pretty essential size closet. Nice size closet. And a really long window. The window goes all the way down to the floor, but that's because it's not so long as it is shorter. You see, we brought it down from the top of the ceiling here down to what we'd call a kid height. You're looking right across the street. You can't see it now, but there's a pond across the street, that one that we saw on other days. So this has a great view across the street and down. So we've lowered the window a little bit. It also works well with our exterior design. When you see that, you'd understand, if you started looking at a blueprint long enough, why it's essential to have these windows at the height they're at. The last bedroom right here. This bedroom, if you just stand back a couple of steps, you see we did a little bit more decorating to it. Not a lot. A couple of beds in here just to show that it'll handle two twin beds. Now this could have been a queen bed or even a king size bed in this room. It's a longer bedroom, fits two. It also would fit 2 dressers. You see over here, let's stand opposite again. You go on my side where I just was. Here, I'll go around you. There you go. Okay. Here you see the relationship to the hallway and how all that works. There you are. So this is a long room. This could fit another one of these. We have the drawer cabinet here, and I could have put 2 there. So if you're working with 2 people in this room, 2 beds, 2 dressers, this should have been a chair spot. I don't have my chair here, but you can see how that would work. If I close my door here, I have a 2-doored closet, so you can go and one person can use one side, one person can use the other. And that's, I think, a pretty neat way to go. So you've got a room really set up for 2 and a chair over here. So we'll get one more angle on this. Why don't you go into that corner there? All right. By the way, these are appliques that were gotten from Target that have the little, I don't know what they call them, but they're like dandelion flowers that blow off, or seeds that blow off into the distance, and they're different size ones here. The nightstands from Target as well. This is from a company called Wayfair online, and they send this and you put it together. It comes in a small box, these pieces do. Very inexpensive, about $99 a bed. So I'll switch one more spot with you over here, so you get really the whole thing all followed through. Get an idea of that size there. And this is also from Target. This is butterflies. I thought the butterflies flying away from the flower flying away was kind of a neat thing, and it's kind of a fun thing to do all together. Hey, I hope you've had fun on these Gorilla tours. It's a whole lot longer and a whole lot more time consuming than I thought. But if you come through this home in Hartford in the Skyway Park subdivision, this home may or may not be around when you come, but we plan on repeating this home. And then you won't have to have me spend 2 hours or whatever it's been with you explaining, or one of my sales staff explaining all this to you. And I hope you do come out. Until next time, I'm Tom Hignite.